That's new. So I've got a problem now. I'm not sure if it's something I did, but I don't think it is. But we've been in a pretty good rainstorm for the last 3 days now. Ever since yesterday morning, I woke up and tried to turn my fan on. It gave me the green light of death. So we're gonna try and figure this out. Hopefully I can repair it. Hopefully I can fix it without having to order a new one. But if I have to order a new one, at least I'll have pictures of it that I can look up the the same model number and get the new one ordered. And then I also ordered some conforming silicone coating, which is something you can put over top of the motherboard to prevent moisture from getting into places to cause the green light of death. But as you can see here, I'm on speed 2 and it works fine. And I did test it. And you can go back to the video at Sugar Lake, and I had the whole thing right up to speed 10 in and out, and I had it running for a good couple minutes and it didn't seem to have a problem. But for now, as soon as you get to speed 3 or 4, the speed 3 seems to be working now. It's speed 4 that's not working. And I left it for 24 hours with the heater on, and it was pretty warm in here tonight and this morning. It was up to 25 degrees Celsius in the van. And there was no way I could cool down the van, so cooking was a little bit of an issue. Yeah, speed 3 seems to work just fine right now. So maybe that's a good sign. Maybe it is just moisture getting into the motherboard. And, well, as I said, I've got conforming gel coming tomorrow. We'll see how this goes. But right now we've got not a crisis, but it is a very important tool that I have in my van to exhaust heat when I'm cooking, and it's very important, and we have this running. So, well, it's not giving me the green light of death on speed 3, and it did earlier this morning, so I'm hoping that's a good sign. So I'm thinking I'm going to take the circuit board out, put it under the heater, and run the heater for a few minutes just to hopefully dry out the board, and put the board back in and see if it works. And then you're going to witness what I have a temporary solution for how I'm going to vent my house when I need to without a working fan. So yeah, stick around. This is going to be interesting. First things first, grab my screwdriver and get this thing removed. Of course, everything's going to be covered in bacon grease. Can't go wrong with Canadian bacon. Practically live off bacon grease. And, yep, this is going to be disgusting. So I'm not seeing anything like physically wrong with it. I don't see any moisture. Well, maybe there is a little bit of moisture. But I don't think that would cause any failures. Now I do notice there's a little bit of stuff here. And a little bit of stuff here. But I don't think that would cause it to fail. But anyways, I'm gonna blow a fan on this and see if I can maybe, just maybe, get it to go past speed, 3. But it just really sucks that it's, I could probably snip that and put some crimps in it like I did up there. But I really don't want to. So if I get a new board, I'm gonna snip this and then I'm gonna like crimp them together with a butt end connector, not one that you can take out and remove. But first we're gonna coat it and protect all these electronics. But I have I'm stumped, guys. I'm completely stumped. I just hope I can get it back and working, because this is like it's like $120 circuit board, so. But maybe all that bacon grease, it's just leaking everywhere. It's like in every groove, so I'm gonna deep clean this, get this all cleaned up, and then we'll put it all back together. Okay, now that I've got everything pretty well wiped down so that I can actually touch it without getting greasy fingers all over, I did clean it up pretty good. Fortunately, I didn't get like every single corner, but I'm not going to be too concerned as long as I can get this working again, because a fan is pretty important. So I'm going to take some isopropyl, and I got some Q-tips here. Well, basically all I want to do is I'm going to take this Q-tip and I'm just going to clean the entire circuit board. Every little square inch, and I'm going to twist the Q-tip around a little bit and get as much dirt and grease off this circuit board as I can. And as you can tell, I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is dirty. I'm just gonna keep doing it. Got a fresh Q-tip. So inside this circuit board there's little wires embedded, and that's how they connect each individual part. And my light just died, my little flashlight. So I'm just trying to give this like the best possible chance to save this without having to go and buy a new one, You don't have to clean like the parts, like you don't have to do that. It's just basically the circuit board that you want to get clean. Alright. I wish this circuit board would, pop off so that I could just do it in my lap, but unfortunately I can't. It's raining out, so you can even clean these pins. These pins need a nice good contact. Okay, now that I've got every single square inch, I'm pretty sure I got it all. I'm just gonna let it dry. Oh, I missed a spot. It looks good from here, so I'm just gonna let it sit and dry for like, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. And I'm gonna get a fan and I'm gonna blow a little light breeze at it. I wanted to stick it in front of the heater, but honestly I don't see any moisture or anything on the board. It's just bacon grease, and this little area right here is nice and protected, so I think I'm not going to be worried about it, to be honest. I'm just going to let it be, let it dry, and we'll see you guys in a second when I start putting it back together. Alright, so this is kind of what I got going on, is I got a fan blowing on my circuit board. And I was thinking I could mount this like this, and this will be my makeshift exhaust fan for if this fails or I end up having to coat this, and then this takes a day to fully cure, so it's not wet when I put it up. Anyways, this is just a USB. Actually, it's a battery powered fan, but you can pop the battery off and just use a USB plug-in. So this is kind of what I was thinking of. I can just mount this up here, cook some food, exhaust the heat, and not cook myself out of my own van. So we're gonna set this off to the side. I'm looking at it now. I've had this drying for about 15 minutes. So we're gonna plug everything back in and see if this works. But before I do so, I'm going to take a few pictures of this. I've got 3 screws in right now. Let's test this bad boy out. See whether I messed this up or not. Nope. 5. 5. Can't go above 4. Well, it is what it is. Unfortunately, I didn't quite fix it. But at least now I know what the serial number on the motherboard is so that I can order a new one. But I was also mentioned that I might be able to go the route that Forest went. And that's just getting a different kind of DC controller with reverse function, and it's pretty much a dial, so I can just turn it up as needed, and I can just mount it up here in my little electronics bay where it's not going to get wet, whereas this electronics motherboard needs to be waterproof because it's in a very moist area. So I got 2 different routes that I can take. I'm not sure which way I'm going to take it, but those are the options I have right now. For now, at least I got an extra speed out of my fan. So I'll just have to make sure I don't go past, 3. But at least now I have 3, and I don't have to rely on a USB fan to exhaust my fumes. For now, I'm gonna move on and cook some food because I'm hungry. And I bought something a little bit unique for the van. Now, it's not exactly something I'm gonna be like preparing and cooking in my van, but hey, it was on sale for like $3. Stuffed chicken with broccoli in it. Now, this is like one of my favorite stuffed chickens, and we're gonna throw it in the oven on the stove and give it a good cook. And yeah, so let's get started. All right, now that the fan is disappointing, I just ended up just ordering another circuit board, and we'll pick it up in Shemanis. We'll conformal coat it, I think is what it's called. You just basically cover it in a layer of silicone. Not a really thick layer, but just enough to keep the electronics safe and prevent bacon grease from destroying my circuit board. I think that's what I'm going to take it as is, but for tonight, for dinner, I'm going to have broccoli and cheese stuffed chicken. So I got the oven starting to warm up. It's just about to temperature, and I got my chicken ready to go. And I got my cookie sheet, my makeshift cookie sheet. And it's just a 7-inch cake pan, but it fits perfectly in my Dutch oven, so I can make, stuff like this. Chicken wings. I could bake a cake, all right inside my little Dutch oven on my propane stove inside my van. It would be cool to have like a full-size oven that I can actually, bake a small chicken or turkey or something like that. But this is what I got, so this is how I'm gonna do it. So I'm just waiting for it to get up to temperature. I got a little thermometer up here. It says 338. So once it gets warmed up, we'll throw this in the oven. I'm gonna pull out a pot, make a side dish, and that's gonna be my dinner for tonight in the end of the video. Or you can't have a good Life with Spike video without something food-wise, right? Like van life. It's all about eating. Eating good food in your van with $1 million view. Well, unfortunately, I don't really have $1 million view right now. It's dark. Sun already went down, but we'll make do. We'll turn on a TV show, watch some TV, we'll cook some food, and we'll enjoy a good meal, and we'll call it good for tonight. It is what it is. Life moves on, right? Alright, we'll see you guys in a few seconds. Dinner is served. Looks delicious. Butter and herb, chicken with broccoli inside. Oh yeah, and I went to the fishing store and bought a few things to build some more flies. But I'm going to play with this off camera so I can learn how to make flies and all that fun stuff without being anxious while everybody's watching me. But we'll play with some stuff. We'll get some flies tied up, get some practice in, and eventually one day, yeah, I'll show you guys how I tie flies. Maybe in the future, I'll end up doing a couple tutorials on a couple different flies on a couple different lakes that I enjoy, fishing at, and I know that they're going to bite at. But, well, first I'm going to have to find out whether they like the flies that I make. So, yeah, we got a few different options to make different flies, and we'll try and match some that I have in my kit. That's going to be the end of the video for today, guys. Thanks for watching my little struggle bus. Hopefully we can get that circuit board replaced sooner or later. And we'll see you on the next episode. Peace out.